Let our hands move to heal. Let God's people live across the land, over the sea. Healing will be, new hope to see. Wholeness shall be for you and for me. Let our gifted hands move to heal across the land and the sea.
On this 12th celebration, it is one of our distinct honors to have with us our new dean, who has done an excellent job thus far at our institution. As he has said, they welcome him to home again when he arrives, and I feel that way about him. And he also
Let our hands move to heal. Let God's people live across the land, over the sea. Healing will be, new hope to see. Wholeness shall be for you and for me. Let our gifted hands move to heal across the land and the sea.
On this 12th celebration, it is one of our distinct honors to have with us our new dean, who has done an excellent job thus far at our institution. As he has said, they welcome him to home again when he arrives, and I feel that way about him. And he also brings with him the inculcation of what our occasion is all about. He has provided many years of service as emergency room medicine physician, as a professor, and now as our dean. Let us now welcome Dr. Joseph Tender to give us greetings from the institution.
Greetings. My name is Adrian Tyndall. I'm the Executive Vice President and Dean for the School of Medicine and Executive Vice President for Health Affairs for Morehouse School of Medicine. I bring you greetings on behalf of myself and President Dr. Valerie Montgomery Rice on this occasion. As an emergency department physician, I understand full well the implications of this particular ceremony and what it means. And as I think about all of you being inducted today, and I think about these healing hands, I imagine the impact that you will soon make, not only for a community and for the people around you and loved ones, but also your contributions to the House of Medicine and your contributions towards creating and advancing health equity. These last few years have been very difficult for so many people. And as a department physician too, working clinically in the ERs, I've seen all too closely the suffering and the anguish, but also the importance of being at the bedside and supporting care and supporting families and supporting patients during difficult times. These healing hands are important. They're important to us, they're important to you, they're important to our future. I want to say congratulations on a very meaningful time for you during this moment. Thank you.
Now hear from the Matla group, lift every voice and sing.
Lift every voice and sing, till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the darkness has taught us. Sing a song
has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun, let us march on till victory is won. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, Thou who hast brought us thus far on the way, Thou who hast by Thy might led us into the light, keep us forever in the path we pray, lest our feet stray from the places, our God, where we met Thee, lest our hearts, drunk with the wine of the world, we forget Thee. Shadowed beneath Thy hand, may we forever stand, true to our God, true to our native land.
Hello, I'm Cinnamon Bradley, the Associate Dean of Student Affairs and a proud member of the White Coat Society. Many people more famous than I have said monumental things about service. The Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King is credited with saying service is the rent we pay for being on earth. Service has also been described as love in action, and certainly it's both of those things. Always remember that it is a privilege to serve others, and to whom much is given, much is expected. At MSM, service is ingrained in our DNA. Students, I wish you well as you embark on your career of service, particularly for those who are underserved. As our president, Dr. Valerie Montgomery Rice says, the world needs what we have. As you care deeply for your patients and as you serve others, do not forget to care for yourselves. It is very important to take time to rest and restore your energies. Once again, congratulations on your graduation and your induction into the White Coat Society.
Hello everyone, my name is Lydia McPhee, and I'm a member of the MD4 graduating class, as well as a future psychiatry resident. I have the distinguished honor of sharing a few words of welcome for this year's By These Healing Hands ceremony. First, I want to take the opportunity to recognize Dr. Crawford for his creation and leadership of this event, as well as to extend thanks to all of the administrative staff who have worked hard to organize this event. This occasion represents more than simply an induction ceremony, as tonight, participating members of the graduating class, as well as selected faculty, will pledge their commitment to compassionate caring, charitable giving, and community service in their specialty. I encourage all of tonight's participants to reflect on your journey to becoming a physician or researcher, with all of its ups and downs and everything in between. Similar to how fingerprints form over time in the womb and are completely unique to an individual, your healing hands have been uniquely shaped by our Creator, your experiences, and key people who have invested in your life. This allows you to meet needs that no one else can. You have been uniquely called to medicine for such a time as this, a time fraught with challenges like a global pandemic, racial injustice, and ongoing healthcare inequity, but also a time ripe for opportunities to change the world through your specific giftings and passions. So may we embrace what makes our healing hands unique and strive to leave our individual fingerprint on every patient we care for through radical empathy, selfless service, and relentless devotion to our communities. Thank you.
Honor those that provide health care, for they are instruments of their Creator.
We will honor.
Pray that they do it with compassion and in the spirit of humility.
We will pray.
Pray for their success in understanding, preventing, diagnosing, and treating disease.
For them we pray.
Remember, healing comes from on high and medicine from the earth. Forever give thanks to the Creator.
We give thanks.
Pray that their hands move to heal and God's people live.
You gave me my hands to reach out to man, to show him your love and your perfect plan. You gave me my ears, I can hear your voice so clear. I can hear the cries of sinners, but can I wipe away their tears? You gave me my voice to speak your word, to sing all your praises to those who never heard. But with my eyes I see a need for more availability. I see hearts that have been broken, so many people to be free. Lord, I'm available to you. My will I give to you. I'll do what you say do. Use me, Lord, to show someone the way and enable me to say, my storage is empty and I am available to you. My storage is empty and I am available to you. My storage is empty and I am available to you. I'm available to you.
Every year, as part of our ongoing celebration, we allow 3 students to come to speak of the tenets that from which we base our whole organization. It is based off charitable giving, community service, and compassionate caring. This year, our 3 students who will give us the words of hope will be for charitable giving, will be Sana Malik. For the community service will be Christian Hagler, and for compassionate caring, Katie Pigler. Let us now hear them.
We finally made it here. After all the time and work we put in and the sacrifices we made, we finally reached the moment we were working towards, graduation. The transition from being a medical student to becoming a medical doctor. This transition marks a point where we shift to a position of influence. But with that great power comes great responsibility. This includes obligations to many different people. For example, like the mentors who inspired and advised us, we now have a responsibility to teach and guide rising medical students. Like those who supported us through our educational pursuits, we have a responsibility to give back to the institutions that facilitated our success and provide financial assistance to those medical students who need help the most. And perhaps most importantly, we have a responsibility to advocate on behalf of our patients to make sure that they are getting the highest quality of care that we can possibly deliver. Wherever you end up in your career, regardless of your specialty, whether it's in a rural or urban area, academics or private practice, I urge you to always keep in mind your responsibility to give back generously to your community so that we can continue furthering the mission of delivering compassionate care among the next generation of physicians.
Greetings, Morehouse School of Medicine graduates, students, faculty, staff, family, and friends. I would like to start by thanking Dr. Crawford for his vision in creating this program. Today, I will be speaking about our commitment to community service. I joined the Morehouse School of Medicine family as a student in the Master of Science in Medical Sciences program. And from the beginning of my MSM journey, service was always an integral part of our training. As an MSMS student, my classmates and I served the elementary students of Tuskegee Airmen Global Academy, introducing them to STEM fields and helping with homework. After transitioning to the MD program, service was a part of our curriculum through our community health course. My classmates and I served numerous sites, including elementary schools, the Boys and Girls Club, shelters for women and children, and senior housing centers. Not only did we interact with these communities on a weekly basis, we created projects that could improve the well-being of that community over time. These projects included community engagement nights, mobile apps that provided resources like food banks, health centers, and employment assistance. We also created reading corners for children. Many of us also participated in our Hill Clinic that provides free healthcare to the community. Morehouse School of Medicine has instilled in its students that having a heart of service is a necessary component of being a leader in healthcare. We understand that healing the community can not only occur at doctor's appointments or with medication refills, but healing the community requires an active involvement to understand the needs of the people and a desire to create ways to address these needs. My hope for the graduating class of 2022 is that we remember to keep service at the core of our practice and always consider the underserved as we progress in our healthcare journeys.
It was a typical day in the outpatient clinic. A patient visited the clinic for her weekly third trimester routine prenatal care. In contrast to previous visits, we noted that she was visibly upset, tearful, and irritated with the staff. With careful questioning and intentional listening, we learned that the patient was having apartment maintenance issues and was struggling to cope with the death of her mother. My attending offered tissues to dry her eyes, mental health resources, and even requested the number to the patient's leasing office so that she could advocate for her family on her behalf. This experience highlights what it means to compassionately care for our patients. Compassion is defined as being a step beyond empathy, not just understanding one's emotions or suffering, but asking, how can you help? How can you find a solution to relieve the suffering? As lifelong learners, we have been students for a minimum of 20 years. As medical students, we've been learning and retaining the information to use our minds and hands to medically heal and treat our patients in communities comprised of extremely vulnerable populations. But as graduates of Morehouse School of Medicine, what sets us apart? Serving the underserved, dedicating research to the social determinants of health and health disparities, working to improve health outcomes, leading the creation and advancement of health equity, all of that, and then some. The sum is compassion. Compassionate care is the key to every patient interaction. Taking the few seconds to bring a stool around so that you can sit and listen to your patient's needs. Realizing that yoga poses with a 6-year-old patient will help his shy younger brother to allow you to examine him during a well visit. Going to the OR a few minutes earlier than usual to practice deep breathing exercises with your patient who has a history of anxiety and a traumatic birth experience while anesthesia places the epidural for a C-section. Caring for the chronically ill patient to ensure that his pain is actively being well managed, despite the number of times he's been to the ER in the past month. Inquiring about barriers that may be preventing your 50-year-old from taking her blood pressure medications and working together to alleviate barriers instead of writing non-compliant in her chart. What's my point here? Compassionate care provides an invaluable opportunity to go beyond just robotically examining and assessing our patients, but to treat our patients wholly, ultimately working to improve their health outcomes. Thanks to Morehouse School of Medicine, practicing compassionate care is already instilled in us. We are the products of an institution that saw what was lacking in its community and was founded to work to ameliorate the health disparities in underserved communities. Every day we walk in our purpose to heal, advocate, and serve the communities which we live and work. By these healing hands and compassionate hearts, we work towards providing a more equitable society. Thank you to Morehouse School of Medicine.
Lord, I done done. Lord, I done done. Lord, I done done. I done done what you told me to do. Talking about Lord, I done done. Lord, I done done. Lord, I done done. I done done what you told me to do.
You told me to sing, and I done that too.
I done what you told me to do.
You told me to pray, and I done that too.
Well, I done what you told me to do. Talking about Lord, I done done. Lord, I done done. Lord, I done done. I done what you told me to do. You told me to teach, and I done that too. I done what you told me to do. You told me to preach, and I done that too. Well, I done what you told me to do. Talking about Lord, I done done. Lord, I done done. Lord, I done done. I done what you told me to do.
You told me to shout, and I done that too.
I done what you told me to do. You told me to clap, and I done that too. Well, I done what you told me to do. Talking about Lord, I done done. Lord, I done done. Lord, I done done. I done what you told me to do. Talking about told me to do. I done what you told me to do. I done what you told me to do.
This year, we are privileged also to have with us some other part of our institutions that are not from the MD program. We started off as our focus on those who were MDs, but we recognize and know for sure that healing takes place not only from those who are called MDs, but from all aspects of the healthcare spectrum. And those in education with us at Morehouse know so well and know for a long time what difference it makes in our healing pieces. This year at our institution, we happen to have in December 2021 our first group of persons who called themselves physician assistants. And they graduated from us, going out to be wonderful healers for us. But along the way, and for several years from our GEPS program, we've had those persons who go out to become healers by way of being researchers, healers by being with administrators, healers by being with teachers, and healers by being with those involved in communities. And so we recognize that need to celebrate them. And this year, I'm glad that they volunteered themselves to become part of our celebration. And so on this year, we will have our founder of the PA program, Dr. Pangela Dawson. We will have Dr. Mobile, who's the director from the PA program. Dr. Danita Eatman Daniels, also from our graduate education and biomedical sciences program. will join us. And one of our faculty members who've been here a long time, the day I arrived almost about 30, 31 years ago, she was also here in the Department of OBGYN and has continued with us, is none other than Dr. Priscilla Oliver, and one I even trained, Dr. Judith Vosa. Dr. Vosa, I pour waters upon your hands to indicate your commitment to charitable service, community giving, and also to charity.
I, Judith Volsi, will continue to use my hands as instruments of healing. I will continue to provide compassionate care for my patients, engage in charitable giving and community service, and I will teach my students to do the same. This I will do, my Creator being my helper.
Dr. Dawson, I pour waters upon your hand to indicate your commitment to charitable giving, community service, and compassionate caring.
I, Dr. Pangela Dawson, will continue to use my hands as instruments of healing. I will continue to provide compassionate care for my patients, engage in charitable giving and community service, and I will teach my students to do the same. This I will do, my Creator being my helper.
Dr. Moby, I pour waters upon your hand to indicate your commitment to charitable giving, community service, and compassionate caring.
I, Dr. Ijoma Moby, will continue to use my hands as instruments of healing. I will continue to provide compassionate care for my patients, engage in charitable giving and community service, and I will teach my students to do the same. This I will do. This I will do, my Creator being my helper.
Dr. Edmund Daniels, I pour waters upon your hand to indicate your commitment to charitable giving, community service, and compassionate caring.
I, Dr. Danita Eatman Daniels, will continue to use my hands as instruments of healing through research, teaching, and administration. I will display care and giving to assure my students and colleagues see an example of compassion. This I will do, my Creator being my helper.
Dr. Priscilla Oliver, I pour waters upon your hands to indicate your commitment to charitable service, community giving, and also to compassionate caring.
I, Dr. Priscilla Oliver, will continue to use my hands as instruments of healing through research, teaching, and administration. I will display care and giving to assure my students and colleagues see an example of compassion. This I will do, my Creator being my helper.
We again on this wonderful occasion celebrate our students' commitment to engage in compassionate caring. And each of our students, by their own admission and by their own thoughts of themselves, have simply said, I want to be that compassionate physician. And so on this day, they will make those pledges. Our symbols, as you perhaps see, are our healer's gown that I wear. It is a symbol of medicine, the green color in it. We also carry with them in their right lower pocket a symbol book symbolizing their knowledge. In their left lower pocket a stethoscope symbolizing their clinical skills. And then they also carry in their upper pocket what is behind that no person can give you, but you must find yourself. And that is their compassion. And so on this day, they will take the vow. They will speak those simple words, by these healing hands, I will make sure the persons who I take care of become whole and heal again. And they will state their specialties and state what in their specialty they will do specifically.
I pour waters upon your hands to indicate your commitment to charitable giving, community service, and compassionate caring.
I, Katie Piegler, will use my hands as instruments of healing. By these hands, the Creator being my helper, women shall be provided care, and children will be brought into the world, and women and children shall live long, healthy, productive lives.
I, Sana Malik, will use my hands as instruments of healing. By these hands, the Creator being my helper, radiologic care shall be provided for diagnosis and treatment, and the people shall be made whole.
I, Kirsten Schofield, will use my hands as instruments of healing. By these hands, the Creator being my helper, adult care shall be provided, and the people shall live long, healthy, and productive lives.
I, Chance Crossland, will use my hands as instruments of healing. By these hands, the Creator being my helper, care for families shall be provided, and families shall be kept whole and live long, healthy, productive lives.
I, Annika Kelly, will use my hands as instruments of healing. By these hands, the Creator being my helper, care for families shall be provided, and families shall be kept whole and live long, healthy, productive lives.
I, Dawn Brawley Maygrove, will use my hands as instruments of healing. By these hands, the Creator being my helper, care for families shall be provided, and families shall be kept whole and live long, healthy, productive lives. By the help of my Creator, this I will do.
I, Darlington Povey, will use my hands as instruments of healing. By these hands, the Creator being my helper, adult care shall be provided, and the people shall live long, healthy, and productive lives. So help me God.
I, John Onyekaba, will use my hands as instruments of healing. By these hands, the Creator being my helper, adult care medicine will be provided, and the people shall live long and productive lives with God being my help.
I, Kristen Hagler, will use my hands as instruments of healing. By these hands, the Creator being my helper, psychiatric care shall be provided and the people's minds shall be made whole.
I, Brianna English, will use my hands as instruments of healing. By these hands, the Creator being my helper, pediatric care shall be provided, and the children shall live to become healthy adults. So help me God.
I, Jocelyn Keller, will use my hands as instruments of healing. By these hands, the Creator being my helper, pediatric care shall be provided, and the children shall live to become healthy adults.
I, Chidimma Kadike, will use my hands as instruments of healing. By these hands, the Creator being my helper, children and adults shall receive compassionate care and live long, healthy, productive lives.
I, Chinelo Bosaba, will use my hands as instruments of healing. By these hands, with the Creator as my helper, psychiatric care will be provided, and people's minds will be made whole.
I, Lydia McPhee, will use my hands as instruments of healing. By these hands, the Creator being my helper, psychiatric care shall be provided, and the people's minds shall be made whole.
I, Darius Stevens, will use my hands as instruments of healing. By these hands, the Creator being my helper, psychiatric care shall be provided, and the people's minds shall be made whole. Thank you, God.
I, Nina Wyatt, will use my hands as instruments of healing. By these hands, the Creator being my helper, surgical care shall be administered, and the people shall live.
I,
I, Stephen Buckridge, will use my hands as instruments of healing. By these hands, the Creator being my helper, chest and heart diseases will be surgically treated. The people will have healthy hearts and lungs. So help me God.
Let our hands move to heal. Let God's people live across the land, over the sea. Healing will be, new hope to see. Wholeness shall be for you and for me. Let our gifted hands move to heal across the land and the seas. May we stomp out disease and never retreat. Let our tender hearts, broken masses feel them by compassion. Let us daily live. Open eyes to see, declare, reveal our sacred skills to share. Let outstretched arms embrace all genders and race. Let healthcare take its place, avail the human race. Keepers of healing gifts from high, let us practice and never tire. May our minds new knowledge hear, cure sickness far and sickness near. And when our calling is o'er, hang white coats on our doors. To the apprentice skills pass, perpetual healing to last. Let our hands move to live, let God's people live across the land and o'er the sea. Healing will be, new hope to see. Wholeness shall be for you and for me.
Thank you, Reverend Dr. Crawford, and thank God for the blessing that He has inspired you for this occasion. Let us now bow our heads. And on this day, O God, we lift our hands and our hearts to become instruments of your healing powers. So blessed are our hands that will comfort mothers and hold newborn babies. Blessed are our hands that will cradle children and guide adolescents. Blessed are our hands that will maintain the health of our adults. Blessed are our hands that will hold the hands of seniors. Blessed are our hands that will comfort those who return unto you. Let us go now and heal your people. Amen.
Reveal our sacred skills to share. Let outstretched arms embrace all genders and race.